Hi, I'm Angela from Dance with Angela. So this topic is really interesting in terms of full embodiment. Is it more real when we're sober or stimulant free? Depends on what stimulants you're talking about. Are we saying coffee and cacao, or green tea is a stimulant as well? But is embodiment more rich or more real when we're dancing off substances or on substances? And I think the term, is it more real, is a relative question here, because ultimately it's really about, do you want to take the substances to experience more of yourself, or what reason are you taking the substances? Because basically the embodiment can become as pleasurable or as fulfilling as your intent. So this is something that I haven't really discussed a lot, but the intent when we go into dancing is sometimes more powerful than anything else that we do when we dance. So for example, if you're a performer, your intent is to go out there and perform, get the job done, make the people happy, and go home, and often, hopefully, to get paid. Other people, when they go out to dance, it's to release and to cathartically get rid of stuff, or just to let go of something, whatever they want to let go of. For other people, it's to socialize. Other people, it's to have fun. For other people, it's connected to the music that they really, really like, and they really just want to embody that music. And for other people, it might be to meet somebody. So everybody's got a different intent when they go to dance. And so for me, most of the time for me, it was to feel the power of the dance. I'm obsessed with the dance. So when I used to go out, I used to have these funny experiences, because I was always like John Travolta, like I was going to have this experience where we ripped up the dance floor. Not every time, but I did that when I was young, and I really enjoyed it. And it didn't matter if I was sober or not, because it was about the intent I had. And that was the most powerful thing that flavored the whole experience. So when it comes to love and authentic love, what does the influence of substances do then? That's a little different for me, because sometimes the substances, what they do, alcohol or whatever, what they do is they create this illusion of reality, or they have a false sense of the senses, which actually can be revelationary sometimes as well. I definitely have had some things that have brought awakenings to me, but the illusory part doesn't sustain. So there might be this peak emotion that doesn't have the grounding in the body and in the body's continued experience or lived experience from birth or in utero to childhood to teens to adulthood. If you don't have that continued experience of love that those heightened experiences can ground on, that's when the substances can make illusions and make stories that are really not real. And so ultimately it's your grounding from in utero to childhood, teenage and adulthood that creates a grounding of embodiment of love in your life. And when we introduce substances or other experiences to try and help us escape what the reality is, that can create stories and illusions, and that can make stories about what love is and what you are. A lot of stories about what you are and what you're not. And that's where I see most of the conflict come in. It's more about what's your foundation of embodiment of love for your development in life, from childhood development to adulthood and teenagehood development. And the dance, what it does when you're sober, one of the things I'll share, when you're sober and you're having an experience of embodiment and you're able to really fully accept and feel your body when you're sober, which is what we do in movement meditation. We really allow yourself to feel the full sensory experience of yourself without anything besides you and the music. You begin to actually start to see more clearly all of yourself, and you feel it also fully. Now, that's a completely different way to approach learning how to embody a self-appreciation, self-acceptance, and a full way of experience yourself, not just your physical body, but your spiritual self as well, and the aspirations of yourself to explore life or to explore reality. So as you're not taking substances, there is a bit more sense of completion in how you're putting all the pieces together, because you just have no other substances to say, well, that was responsible for that experience. It's actually, when you're sober, you're looking at your own experiencing and evaluating it, and it's a conscious experience, and you can say, well, there wasn't anything else involved, that must have been me that was having that experience. So those are some of my sharings around being sober versus under the influence while dancing, to experiencing a full embodiment and to also experience what is real love. I want to share more on these, but if you have any other topics around embodiment or experiencing love through your body, through movement, please put those comments in the chat, and I look forward to hearing more from you. Thanks for listening and watching.